Hello, Gary Champion, Psychic Medium, with what's coming and a few other things, let's hope. Um, it's a little calendar of events thing here at the beginning. Um, May the 30th, which is this coming Sunday, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, USA, Go Live Healing class. We have a little group. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Gary Champion Psychic Medium, and log in, of course, it's 2 o'clock Central Time in the United States. And if you're in the chat room at 2 o'clock, we pick someone, and then all the healers in the chat room, along with me, will focus our energy toward you, hoping to make you feel better. That's May the 30th. It's free. There's no cost. We do it because we have a great group of people who like to do it. Started out one day, I decided to do it, and I felt like giving something back. And then now we have a little core group of healers that show up and give from their hearts. So all you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, be in the chat room, log in, submit yourself for healing, tell us what's wrong with you. And that burden's fallen upon me to pick someone. So far, I haven't had to make any really hard choices, so it's been pretty good. And it's a privilege to do it. I think it's a lot of fun. And all the other, please, if you're a healer and you've got even 30 minutes, join us at 2 o'clock Central Time. Add your energy to ours. Really all we need is a name and the state they're living in. Sometimes we get the town and what's wrong with them, and the energy just seems to go to them. We've never had it not work that way. So we're filling a prescription. Someone says they have something wrong with them, we're trying to fill that to where it doesn't bother them anymore. June the 20th is my self-healing class. It's a paid class at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, USA. It's new. After doing free healings for a while, I decided to give a class on it. We can teach people how to self-heal themselves. That's the idea. So June 20th, self-healing class, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, USA. It's a Skype class. And please download Skype for your computer, because I can't put you in there unless you have the Skype app. They won't allow me to put your address in there. So do that. And that's a paid class. It's not free. Then June the 27th is another Go Live healing group, I'm hoping. Somewhere in there we're going to have to put a Go Live free readings class. But for now, I'm just constant. I seem to be working on healing stuff today, so that's why I'm giving you this. It's a group. It's the same group. I think sometimes people opt out to have other things to do, and then they come back and help us out. That's June the 27th, Go Live Healing. Same time, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, USA. It seems to be the best time. My wife came up with that, so I would just put something down, but she said, no, that's a good time. And that class, the June the 20th class, has one slot open. So if someone wants to get on the June 20th, it has one opening. And I saw that today. I added up everybody that's in the class, and I thought, why not offer another class? So I'm repeating the class on July the 25th. Self-healing class where you learn how to self-heal. 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, USA. Same stuff. July the 25th, I've added a second class because the first one, we're a long way from June 20th, or at least we're over 3 weeks from there. So it just has one slot open. So if you want that one slot, June 20th, grab it now. If not, July the 25th will be the next one. It's a Skype class too. Download Skype, and that way when I go looking for you, Skype will say, here they are, and I add you to my contacts. Come to class time, I send everybody an email saying join us, and all you have to do is click on it. So if I have your email address, I put it in there, and Skype does that for you. We're going to have a class. I want all these people to be there. Put a check by your email address. They send you an email. It comes just like any other email. You click on it, and you're in the class. That's all there is. If you have Skype, you log into Skype, and I'll send you that, and it comes into Skype. You click on it, and you're in the class. That's all there is to it. It's pretty simple. Actually, Zoom's the same, but Zoom has limitations, and I do readings and healings through Zoom, but Skype is just doesn't have the restrictions. It's not they don't charge anything. The limits are higher. So anyway, and I'm working on some other free classes, free healing, free readings classes for July. So there'll be some more. Anyway, I got through that. We'll talk about self-healing a little bit. The idea of self-healing, and when you get to a certain age, you go to the doctor and they can't do anything for you. Or they don't even know what's wrong with you, which happens more often than not. So they don't know how to treat it. Or it's something they won't treat because it's inoperable, so they tell you they don't know what it is. So a little doctor lie. Self-healing is where you don't have to wait around for them to figure it out, that you can, the interesting thing about this energy is it doesn't even care what's wrong with you. It goes there and starts working. So they can't figure out what it is or what it is. Energy doesn't care. That's not even a factor. It's easier, if you know it's, see, all I have to do is start talking healing, and hopefully this happens for everybody in the class, that the energy begins to come out of me. The focal point is the hands, whatever, and there's various things you can do. Easiest to me is just put the hands wherever it is. So self-healing it's good for when you don't feel like you're getting any help at all. And medication makes you sick or is ineffective. And I don't know if you've ever gone through that. They try this drug, they try that drug, they try this drug, they try that drug, and they all make you sick or don't work. Maybe this is a chance for you to self-heal, bypassing the medical community. The energy's out there. The energy's free. It's available. All you have to do is tap into it and use it. And apparently, for me, and I haven't been healing all that long, I'm just saying the word. I'm heating up. So, for some people, they don't have any choice. They need some alternative form of energy. I'm not saying that this should replace regular medical advice no more than, if you learn how to be a dentist, that's a good idea to pull your own teeth. I'm just saying it's an alternative. It's alternative medicine. A lot of people subscribe to it, and it may be what you're looking for. So, and a lot of people use it. They have had great success with it. This puts it back in your hands, literally. Gives you control over things that right now you can't control. So, don't wait for them to figure it out. So, when someone from the other side is saying, when you don't have anything else to say, hang up the phone. Don't you love how spirits are so funny and entertaining, but true. Okay, I'm going to hang up the phone. Um, there's some new treatment for Alzheimer's coming out. I'm not sure quite what it is. I know that self-hypnosis works on a lot of things too. And there's a self-hypnosis in there. Self-healing. These things are perfect. And I've done a lot of self-hypnosis. It's easy to do. It's not hard to do. It can be learned in a session. Maybe that's another class I'll offer. Self-hypnosis. Interesting idea, huh? Just came to me from the other side. I've done it since I was a kid with pretty good success, I'd say. So the only problem with traditional medicine is you feel like you're in the clutches of someone who may not know what they're doing. And pill doctors, all they know is if you hurt here, they give you a pill. If this happens, they give you a pill. They don't necessarily know what's going on behind it, whether it's immunocompromised, whether something has stopped working. I'm just saying maybe self-help. It was real big in the 60s. Everybody was into it. And I'm geared for it. If something's going wrong with my car, I'll jack it up and take something off and replace it, repair it. I've always done that. Human body is not any more complex than it was at the beginning of time. Got the same number of parts, maybe one fewer part. We had some bushes die here in front. They were just going to let them come back up, which means about 4 years before you have a bush. And I just jerked them out of the ground and put in rose bushes. My wife wanted rose bushes. I love rose bushes. So we didn't wait for them to get around to us when it was convenient for them. And those things were kind of half growing up, and then you don't want to cut them down, which is, I think, what they were doing, stalling around until you kind of got used to them seeing there. And I didn't do that. I just ordered a pickaxe, dug them up, replaced them. This is about taking control of stuff. I don't think it's ever too late to do that. Maybe men are more prone to that, but I'm not. There's a railing down here. It hasn't been painted since we got here. The water makes the paint come off, and then it eats at the wood. And I've said for a couple of years, I'm just going to go fix that. And I said, they'll get around to it. Oh, don't worry. This year, went down the spring, scraped it, painted it, primed it, did it. Looks fine. And now the water bounces off of it, and the wood can be saved. So proactive stuff is me. I can repair almost anything. I mean, if you give me proper tooling, So I've learned this. Actually, it's a result of being poor. We couldn't repair anything. We had to repair everything. We couldn't go out and buy another one. Didn't have the money to buy another one. And my father had this Jeep that was 30 years old at the time, and you couldn't get parts for it, and something would blow in it. And I remember we blew a head gasket in it, and it's just a little 4-cylinder engine. I don't think it had 50 horsepower. It waited it cooled down, unbolted it. He slapped on a new gasket, put some adhesive there, and stuck it on and bolted it back down, and we drove off in it. So that's kind of where it comes from. You don't want to pay some guy $400 to pull your engine apart. He just did it himself. What's wrong with that? It's the way our country used to be. A farmer breaks down the field, he pulls out a piece of wire and whatever, and he repairs it, and he goes down the road. Necessity. And when you're ill and no one's giving you any proper answers, maybe the self-healing would work for you. Maybe self-hypnosis. I have a strange story about that. I'm not sure I should tell it. Okay, it's a good story. A woman came by my place one night pretty late, and she had her father with him. And they came in, and that was a long time ago. I would see people until the sun came up. And they came in and said, "We heard you can do this little thing." And I said, "Okay, well, what is it?" And they said, um, "You can hypnotize my father." I said, "Well, why would I do that? I'm not qualified to do any of this stuff. I mean, I'm not. I can do it to myself." She said, "Well, his hands shake and he has all these issues and blah blah blah." So we spent a lot of time with him. He walked out. He was different. It was an amazing thing to see. So the mind can heal things if you tell it it can. That's basic part of self-hypnosis. Things happen because you tell them to. Self-healing, same thing. Mind's a interesting, powerful, never to be understood organ. But I just thought for fun, we'll see and see what can be done. It was very interesting. I don't know their names. They got in their car and drove off, and that was it. So, self in the word. Someone says something self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory. It might be, but more than likely that's just a catchphrase. Nothing explains itself all that well. With self-healing, hypnosis, it doesn't need explaining. The brain understands everything. Even though you think it needs a detailed explanation, it doesn't. I don't feel good. This is hurting. This is happening. It knows what you're talking about every time, because it's you. So I'm glad to see the age of self is coming back. If something goes wrong in the house, I pull out a bag of tools, plumbing, whatever, electrical problems. The dishwasher quit. I have some tools. I can solder in new parts in an old dishwasher. The age of self-discovery and really self-preservation. I would hate to know how many people pass waiting for someone to figure out something. And what it really is something that your body, if you ask it to, can give a good shot on it. That's all I'm saying. We're not selling miracles here. Possibilities are endless. If you believe. If you don't believe, this is the wrong thing for you. Anything is a waste of time. I have a neighbor across the street, had problems with something, and I had a big old wrench, and I handed it to him. So just reached down in there and put it on there. You know which end of the wrench to hold. How do I do that? It's a wrench. It hooks on there, and you turn it to the left or right. It'll fix it. It'll go away. Couldn't pull it off. Couldn't do it. So the age is gone where we don't even cook most of our own meals. Around here we do. Because I have a wife that can cook, thank goodness, because I can't. But almost anything within this house that goes wrong with it, I can repair it. Why? Because I've lived a long time, and through necessity as a child, we did those things. We learned how to repair things because we were all we had. And Daddy he was pulling the gasket off of the top of this old Jeep. I'd never seen that done before. He didn't explain it either. He just took a wrench, took it off, put another one on, slapped it down, and 43 Willis Jeeps tend to blow head gaskets. Thank goodness they're easy to put on, and the engines are out there, but he didn't say anything. He just got out and found an old gasket, or maybe a new one, I'm not sure. Put it on there, bolted it down. We drove that thing. I don't remember it ever blowing again. I just remember that once. Self-reliance. That's the word I'm looking for. Self-reliance. We used to do that. Of course, there were fewer of us, but you learned by doing. It's like farmers used to know when to plant. Now they got to consult a computer, but back then they knew. They could feel the weather. They didn't go by date necessarily. They could feel it. They knew what was going on. Go out in the field and put their noses to the sky and say, okay, we'll plant tomorrow. So I'm saying self-reliance is better. Even if you're rich. Even if you have $1 billion. Wouldn't you like to not feel helpless? Something leaks out here, I climb out a window and fix it. I'm getting a little old to do that. But the idea is still there that I can still do it. So anyway, I know I've rambled on, and they said when I ran out of stuff to say, I should hang up the phone, and apparently I had more to say. Anyway, this goes back to my grandmother and remedies and things to do. How you would, someone got ill, there were remedies that you would do, and people came out of it. So maybe not the best thing, but it worked. I never had sulfur in molasses, but that was pretty common. I never had that one. I didn't want to get sick enough that they ever gave me that. A lot of people took it. Maybe just the threat of it would be enough to keep you well. I'm going to give you some sulfur and molasses if you get sick. Oh, I feel great now. Power of suggestion. So self. We need to put self-reliance, self-help back into our dictionary. But you never really hear someone say, I'm going to grab a wrench and run up there and fix it. We had a leak out front here. Good case in point. It was a leak in the water line into the house, and a guy came by and stuck his head in there and feeled around and said, well, it's on your side. You'll have to fix it. We're not going to fix it. I said, well, what would you do? He said, well, that tree's got to go. You got to tear that tree down. You'll have to hire people to do that. And then repair that pipe. You're crazy. I'm not cutting a tree down for a water pipe. Why did you put it there? Why did you put a pipe through a tree, idiot? Anyway, the next day, a similar guy came by in a similar truck, got out and says, I see it's leaking. I could see it out on the road. Went back to his truck, took 2 wrenches, went, crook. No longer a leak, didn't have to cut the tree down. Self-reliance, stupid. Cut a tree down, fix a leaking, it's on your side. Well, it wasn't on our side, it was on their side. He was lying. And the second guy just had 2 wrenches. He said, I repair these all the time. That was it. It's pretty nice when you actually see it being done. And probably some of you have dads and grandfathers that could repair anything. Pull out a little piece of string and wire and a wrench or 2 and everything would be good. We've lost that. Now we pay somebody $400 to put a little capacitor in an air conditioner. $400 for a $26 item. And they're like 20 minutes from here. No. Not me. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.